after the girl was hurt. He said he called Mrs. Gaines to tell her that the girl was in trouble and, well, he wanted to take her to the hospital. The lady told him no. The lady told him they would all go to jail if anyone found out. Nick was scared. He did what she said. Nick didn't want the girl to die. That tore him up.
She told him not to go to the hospital. It's depraved indifference, murder too.
It'll be perjury, Jack. Mrs. Capetti had no idea Karen Gaines was involved until we told her.
We can't confirm or deny her testimony. I'm happy to take it at face value.
You practically put the words in her mouth. Now, Karen Gaines killed her son. She has every reason to lie.
And she's very good at it. I'm sure it's not the first time she's had to lie for her son.
I can't believe I'm hearing this.
Claire, I want two things. Justice for the dead and respect from the living. Mrs. Gaines has to answer for what she did.
At any cost? You're talking about suborning perjury.
Just between you and me and the lamppost, I have no intention of putting Mrs. Capetti on the stand. All I want to do is survive a motion to dismiss. As it is, unless we put the fear of God into Karen Gaines, she's going to walk. Have Curtis and Briscoe pick her up.
The people's latest murder charge rests solely on the testimony of Mrs. Capetti. It's double hearsay, Your Honor, and therefore inadmissible.
I admire your stamina, Mr. McCoy, but let me get this straight. You want Mrs. Capetti to tell us what her son told her the defendant told him?
I'd rather Nick Capetti told us himself. But the defendant made him unavailable by shooting him in the back.
Even if he was here, his testimony would still be hearsay.
Statements against penal interest, exception to hearsay. Even though Mrs. Gaines knew her daughter was dying, she told Mr. Capetti not to seek medical help.
According to Mrs. Capetti, and there's not a shred of evidence to support her statement. Can we even prove the call was made?
I don't have to. I have a pile of evidence on my desk to show that the defendant set in motion a reckless and callous chain of events. Letting her daughter die was just the final depraved act.
Now, I've heard enough. I'm going to let a jury decide if Mrs. Capetti is telling the truth. The hearsay exception applies. Her statements are admissible. Motion to dismiss is denied.
My client is prepared to plead to custodial interference, period.
Any felony. I hurt myself more shaving.
You're swinging without a net on murder, too. You think your star witness, Mrs. Capetti, will hold up on cross?
When the jury hears how your client paid a convicted rapist to kidnap her own daughter, they'll believe her capable of anything.
He never called me. How can you think for a minute that I would let my own child die? What kind of mother do you think I am? You don't know what I did for her. For 10 years, I stayed in a nightmare marriage just so she could have a real home. I fought for custody for her, but he had more money, more lawyers. He turned me into an addict and then used it against me. That bastard! He stole her away from me. He told her lies about me. He made her afraid of me. I loved her.
But you hated your husband more.
I never meant any of this to happen.
At most, her conduct was reckless. Man two, tack on another year to the time she's already serving.
Man one, she does 6 years and not one day of it in a halfway house.
The Germans just moved into Poland, and things became very difficult.
Difficult?
For the Jews. My father owned a small trucking company. He came to work one day to find all his trucks burned and the windows of our garage broken. Unfortunately, most of the Poles didn't need much encouragement to hate us. That night, Grimaldi showed up.
And he talked to your father?
He told my father that Jews are being killed in Germany. It's just a matter of time for all of us. Then he showed my father a picture of women and children in a ditch, shot. Then he offered to sell my father insurance. Of course, he bought.
And you're sure this was Pietro Grimaldi?
My father made us memorize Grimaldi's name, and he told us where to go if something should happen.
And what happened to your family, Mr. Redzenauer?
Hitler happened. And when it was over, I could only find my sister. She was very sick. I was 17, and we were alone.
And what did you do?
We walked over a year. I carried her most of the time to Italy, to where my father told me Grimaldi should be.
And did you find him?
Yes, I asked him for our money. I told him without it, my sister would die.
And what did he say?
He said he doesn't remember my father. He has no record of any policy. And without a death certificate, I don't have even proof that my father is dead. The Nazis did not give any death certificates. I have only one from Italy, from my sister.
Can I talk to you?
You shouldn't do that without your lawyer, Mr. Bresler.
I am a lawyer, Mr. McCoy. I know what I'm doing.
You won't be able to change your mind.
I just watched someone's son ruin his life over the shame of his father's acts. I have a son myself. I found out what we'd done in '92. Hamilton Stewart had been the director of All Atlantic's European operations during the war. He just read something about a Jewish family suing a Swiss bank and its director. He was afraid something like that could happen to us. He wanted to know what our liability was.
You mean his liability?
Yes.
What did you tell him?
That both he and the company had considerable exposure.
If those policies could ever be proven to exist. Enter the book.
When Peter got the subpoena, he called Stewart. Told him he was going to turn the book over to the Italians unless he was paid $2 million.
Why not pay?
There's no way to hide a payment like that. That's when the decision was made to obtain the book.
You mean steal it?
I was told to tell Peter we had the money and that he should bring the book to my office. Burton would be waiting for him when he came out of the bank.
Where's the book now?
Burton gave it to me, and I gave it to Hamilton Stewart. I know what I did was a terrible thing.
Your day of reckoning isn't today. Put Stewart in jail.
At no time did I ever order anyone to participate in a robbery. Nor did I ever try to purchase any book.
And the testimony we heard from Alan Bressler that you did?
Complete fabrication.
So you also deny any effort by you or your company to prevent Holocaust victims from collecting on their legitimate insurance policy?
Of course I do. Our hearts go out to any victim of war. But All Atlantic is a publicly traded company. And as such, it has an obligation to its shareholders. I simply can't turn it into a charity when it suits us.
Thank you, sir.
Did your heart also go out to them when your subsidiary was selling them life insurance, knowing they had no chance of ever collecting?
That was never done.
Wasn't it? In 1932, Federale Insurance was writing about $1 million a year in life insurance. By 1942, that number increased 10 times over. How do you suppose that happened, Mr. Stewart?
You're talking about a long time ago.
Don't tell us you've forgotten the details that made your career at All Atlantic. You were able to sell those policies because of the persecution of Jewish families. Isn't that what happened?
I didn't know anything about that.
Didn't know? You were All Atlantic's director for Eastern European operations in 1938, weren't you?
Yes.
And Federale and its salesmen were reporting directly to you, weren't they?
There were rumors. That's all. Unsubstantiated rumors.
The numbers don't lie, Mr. Stewart. Are you telling us that you suspected nothing?
You make it sound like we were the only ones. We weren't. American car companies, banks, airplane manufacturers, we were all doing business with Germany. My God, our own State Department refused entry to these people based on the same information we had. It was just business.
Yes, good business. So good, you rewarded Peter Grimaldi with a job at the parent company the minute he stepped off the boat, didn't you?
Peter had produced for us in Europe.
Pretty risky proposition for an insurance company to sell life insurance during wartime, isn't it, Mr. Stewart?
I suppose.
Because war raises the risk of death, isn't that right?
Yes.
And death is certainly not good business for a life insurance company, is it?
No.
But All Atlantic couldn't sell policies fast enough, could it? Because you knew the people you were selling to had no hope of ever collecting. No hope of ever presenting a death certificate.
Objection.
Maybe they should have brought their parents' ashes in a bag to you.
Mr. McCoy.
Millions of dollars being made in the sale of life insurance. And yet, after over 50 years, not a single policy ever paid. What do you suppose happened to all those people, Mr. Stewart?
I have no idea.
Don't tell us you didn't know. The fact of the matter is you counted on it. Peterson just dreams up these coins he supposedly owns?
Or uses a crib sheet. This is the catalog from the 31 auction where Sandler's father bought his gold Cleopatras. It's on page 3. This is the list of Peterson's coins that were supposedly in Campbell's safe.
I thought we were finished, Jack. The charge was dropped.
Dropped by us.
Yeah?
We can bring it again.
Why?
I still have evidence placing Mr. Peterson at the scene. Maybe he and Miss Sandler committed the murder together.
Well, that's ridiculous. I never saw the woman until today.
Then why did you cover for her?
What?
The day Stephen Campbell was killed, she called you to complain about him. You never mentioned it to the police.
Thought she was a nut.
Why do you think you didn't tell the police, Miss Sandler?
Who cares what I didn't do? She killed Stephen and took my coins.
Then why doesn't she have them?
Well, just because you can't find them doesn't mean she doesn't have them.
Is that right, Miss Sandler? Do you have your father's coins?
No, I don't.
Where did you buy those coins, Mr. Peterson?
From a collector in Austria. He must have gotten them from that Swiss bank.
And the rest of your special collection?
Various sales.
Jack, what's this all about?
A miracle, Danielle. Have you seen this auction catalog?
No.
Where did you get that?
From your mother. In 1931, 20 auction lots were sold to 20 different buyers scattered all over Europe. What do you think the odds are of reassembling all those lots 65 years later in a single collection?
May I see that?
Yes, of course.
1,000,000 to 1, Mr. Peterson? 1,000,000,000 to 1?
He said he had all of these coins?
This is his insurance inventory.
Thank you.
It was all a lie. You never had my father's coins.
That would make you guilty of fraud, wouldn't it, Mr. Peterson?
That's why Campbell wouldn't show them to me. He was lying for you. Oh, God.
It's just an old auction catalog. I found it at the library. Never meant for anyone to get hurt.
You bastard!
Misdemeanor fraud, Jack?
I'll talk to the U.S. attorney if he tells the truth.
She was calling me, calling Stephen. We were afraid she'd raise a public stink and I'd be exposed. We were going to meet her that night and try to buy her off. When I got there, Stephen was dead. I didn't want you to find her. I didn't want to lose everything.
Nothing. Judith. What does it matter? I killed a man for nothing.
She told us that she gave you money in the early 80s, after she was married.
6 months ago, Rita Levitan wrote a check for $500 to the Women's Community Garden.
We have a lot of contributors. We're a good cause.
You knew Rita Levitan was Susan Forrest. All we have to show is that she's talked to you one time since you've been on parole. You go back to jail for 6 more years.
Billy Goodwin just went to jail to protect Susan. I spent my first 2 years underground with her. We worked as waitresses in rat holes, panicking if we accidentally drove 2 miles over the speed limit. You don't think I'd go to jail to protect her, too?
Why? So she can go to White Glove Garden parties in Westchester? The same day Susan gave you $500, she gave $2,000 to the Republican National Committee.
Republican National Committee? Pretty good cover for a radical on the run, don't you think?
What makes you think it's cover? Her checkbook reads like a who's who of conservative causes. Stuart Levitan has her involved in his politics now.
Have you ever been a fugitive, Mr. McCoy? You do what you have to do.
We can revoke her parole, but she's loyal.
Yep, Army buddies. What about Susan Forrest?
She's probably chartering a limo to take her home from Rikers.
You know, she lied about what happened. Throw it in her face, see if she flinches.
If she starts to say something useful, Kunstler will stick his handkerchief in her mouth.
No, he'll be too busy trying to figure out what you know and how you know it. Bill hates to be the one in the dark.
I trust you won't keep us long. My client has a date with a plastic tray.
For the next 25 years. We know what happened at the Nukon robbery, Miss Forrest.
So do I. The violence launched against the people of Vietnam finally redounded to the home front. A tragic confluence of events.
No. You warned Tom Rudisill that Officer Perella was coming. If it weren't for you, he'd still be alive today.
No, I just...
You tell a lovely tale there, Mr. McCoy. I'm sure if you had someone to tell it in court, we'd hear it there and not here.
You also bought the gun Rudisill used.
Gun sales leave a trace. I don't care if it's 23 years or 230 years.
I'll find that trace and link you to the gun and send you to prison.
Don't waste your time. Tell them. He can't be prosecuted.
It was Billy Goodwin. He bought the guns.
Goodwin?
It was legal. It made him feel important, like he was doing something.
He was Opie?
Kunstler's right about Goodwin. The most he could be charged with is conspiracy. And the statute of limitations on that ran out 18 years ago.
Not if we argue that his refusal to testify now is a continuation of the original conspiracy. Get an arrest warrant for the professor.
You think that argument will hold up?
No, but until we're laughed out of court, it increases the pressure.
On Goodwin? He's already gone to jail to protect Susan.
Which is why Margaret so admires him now.
Margaret practically spit in my face.
That was before she had a chance to think things over. Have her arrested, too. Miss Pauley.
I told you I'm not going to testify. I told you I'd go back to prison.
We can still pretend this never happened.
Let's go.
Have you seen tomorrow's paper?
Did I make the front page?
Susan did.
This is a trick. Susan wouldn't do that.
If you don't believe it, the officer can take you past Professor Goodwin's cell on the way to yours.
Why are you doing this to us? The real criminals killed 50,000 American boys and over 1 million Vietnamese, and they've never been in a courtroom.
Susan Forrest isn't one of you anymore. Do you really want to go to jail for her?
She says Billy bought the guns. If he got within 10 miles of a gun store, it was only because he wanted to be near Susan. He loved her. So did I.
Where was Susan Forrest during the robbery?
Susan was stationed outside the gate.
She was there the entire time?
Yes.
How do you know that?
She and I were on walkie-talkies. We were in touch the whole time.
Did Tom Rudisill have any warning that Officer Perella was approaching?
Yes. I honked the horn.
How did you know to do that?
Susan saw him.
And what did she tell you?
She said he was coming.
What were her exact words?
Pig at 3 o'clock.
Kunstler wants to meet as soon as possible.
Yeah. He wants to accept the plea bargain you offered before the trial.
It's off the table. Isn't it?
How much time in prison does the Den Mother of the Year require to be rehabilitated?
The policeman she shot could have been your father.
She didn't shoot anybody.
What she said to Margaret.
We knew she was there when we made the original offer. How much more guilty does her choice of language make her?
It impressed the jury.
Up to you.
The offer was manslaughter 1. We'll accept manslaughter 2.
Mr. McCoy, I couldn't tell anybody what I did. I was ashamed. And all these years, I am so sorry.
The offer was man 1. 8 1/3 to 25.
Deal.